Hello, I would like to introduce you to this new application by Petrotech Apps called LevelCalc. This application is a reference tool for experienced instrument technicians working with differential pressure transmitters that will be used for measuring a liquid level. For reference purposes, the units of measure will be in inches of water column. I would also like to explain what suppression and elevation will mean for this application. Suppression for this application will refer to the pressure that would be applied to the high side of the sensor by means of a filled leg while vented to atmosphere, along with no fill on the low side, and also vented. Meaning if you apply 10 inches of water column to the high side of the sensor, your transmitter output would read a positive 10 inches of water column. Your base 0 will then be suppressed. Elevation for this application will refer to the pressure that would be applied to the low side of the sensor by means of a filled leg while vented to atmosphere, along with no fill leg on the high side and vented. Meaning if you apply 100 inches of pressure on the low side of the sensor, your transmitter output would read minus 100 inches of water column. Your base 0 will then be elevated. As you will see, the app will have several diagrams to reference for your specific level application in the field. You will be able to calculate for levels that use 0 suppression, 0 elevation, and the combination of both. LevelCalc includes a basic level solver. In this video, we will cover the input and output acronyms, use of calculator input-output data variables, diagrams, and registration. Open the application entitled LevelCalc. You will see on the bottom of the screen 3 tabs: Calculator, Diagrams, and Registration. The Input and Output Calculator page will open by default. If you're ready, let's begin. First, I will explain the input acronyms. If you tap the variable names, you will see their definitions. As stated earlier, the unit of measure will always be in inches of water column. The X variable is a vertical distance between minimum and maximum measured levels. SG1 is a specific gravity of the product that is to be measured for X variable. Y is a vertical distance between the transmitter datum line and the minimum measurable distance or high side tie into the vessel. SG2 is a specific gravity of the product that applies unwanted forces to the high side pressure connection of the transmitter for the Y variable. Z is a vertical distance between the transmitter datum line and the maximum measurable distance on the low side tie into the vessel. SG3 is a specific gravity of the product that applies unwanted forces to the low side pressure connection of the transmitter for the Z variable. The outputs will be the result of the calculations based on your input variables. LRV is a lower range value. URV is the upper range value. Span is the difference between the upper range value and lower range value. The span will be the most important value you will be solving for. I will note your suppression and elevation will never change your span. Now, let's look at the Diagram tab to reference the type of level application that you're solving for. Select Diagrams. For example, we will look at the 0 elevation diagram. With the data gathered from the field, select the Calculator tab under Inputs. Select X. Enter your measurable distance. For example, I will enter 100. I will then select Done. Now select SG1. We will use the specific gravity of water as a product to be measured by entering 1. Select Z. Enter 100 inches for a value, then select Done. Last, for SG3, enter the values for glycol base media. Enter 1 since glycol, depending on what what type ranges of the specific gravity may change from 0.95 to 1.1. Select Done. You will notice that input tabs Y and SG2 variables will not be used for the level application that we are solving for. Based on the information that has been entered, the outputs will be solved for your lower range value, upper range value, and span. As calculated, your lower range value equals minus 100. Your upper range value equals 0. Your span equals 100. For the last topic, I would like to discuss the registration tab. Your input is highly valuable and will be used to determine what features and new apps we develop in the future. Please let us know what you think, what could be changed, or what could be added. Do this by selecting the registration tab and filling out the form. Your email address will be used to notify you of updates, expansion packs, and new products. Some ideas we have for enhancements include adding calculations for interface levels, reference tabs for specific gravities, dielectric constants, and other useful general information for level devices and applications. In the future, Petrotech apps may also produce instrument calculations for pressure, flow, temperature, and conversion tables for field calibrations, or better referred to as calibration function checks. Again, depending on demand, we may create versions for the Android platform. Let us know what you think by registering. From Petrotech to you, thanks and enjoy your LevelCalc application.